make the targets eventually bigger. Because again, you will not be doing what you're doing forever. It will not happen. And what I don't want for you is to work until you're 65 and then you want to retire and then you realize, oh my God, how am I going to retire because I don't have the money to do it? What's good, family? This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of the Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, we are 12 episodes in right now. Man, I'm so excited, man. And I just wanted to first, before I start, say thank you to everybody who subscribed, everybody who's dropped a comment, everybody who's liked a video or provided any type of feedback, man. That is super important to me because I want to make sure, above all else, that we're giving you good content and that it's helpful to somebody. And I understand I'm just starting out, but any feedback that's given, I definitely take it and I try to make the corrective actions to make the content better. So thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me. We are continuing to get better and better every time. So let's get into it. So today, um, let me go back. This week I was talking to somebody, and this has come up before. Had many conversations about wealth building and just the journey of wealth building. And I thought to myself, or I asked the person a question like, "Why do you work?" Like it's a simple question, but if you really like dig deep into the question, it's complex. And the reason I say that is because many people work for many different reasons. Many people work just to get by. Many people work to go on vacations. Many people work to build something for the future. But if you're in the group of working just to get by, um, I'm here to tell you that at some point in time in your life, um, you will get to a point where you do want to stop working. And I think it's very important to understand that, and I talked about this before, the things that you're doing now, the job that you have now, at some point in time, you're going to be tired of doing it because you're going to be older. Your body's not going to work the same. You might have health issues or whatever the case may be, but you will not always do the things that you're doing currently. And I think we need to understand that. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've talked to people who are retired in my family. I talked to, just different people who are at that point where they want to stop working. And in order for you to stop working or being able to stop working comfortably, you need to set yourself up for that time to come because the time will come at some point. So if you think about why you're working now, if you're a young person, I would encourage you to, if you're not invested in your 401k, a lot of people are not invested in their 401k, or have any type of retirement savings, and that could be, whether you're investing on your own, not necessarily using your 401k for work, or you're buying real estate or any asset that's producing you an income on the side. It's going to be very important for you to build those things now so you can retire comfortably later, because again, it will happen at some point. So in talking to this person, we were strategizing how they could get better with money. And one of the ways for you to get better with money, and I talk about it all the time, is setting up a budget. Um, and again, a budget could be something that you just call making a plan. And in talking with some other people, the conversation is, hey, are you investing at all? And it doesn't have to be 401k, but are you investing in anything? And if the answer for you is no, guys, you got to start now. Um, we have fun on this podcast and we laugh and we joke, but this is very, very serious to me because um, at the end of the day, for me, the reason that I work is to be able to retire comfortably, not at 65, not at 60, not at 55, but as early as possible. Have those assets working for me, but it's important for me to set those things up now. And I started back when I was in my 20s, and I thank God that I did that because I'm getting closer and closer and closer to retirement age. Um, but retirement age will be what I want it to be, not what society says it has to be. And I'm setting those things up now. So hopefully, what this podcast is doing for you is giving you different ideas on how to be able to retire on your terms, right? Because again, contrary to what you think, when I was young, I thought I was Superman. I thought I could do anything and continue to do it over and over and over again. But the older I get, I realize that my body and the things that I used to do when I was 20 years old, I'm 43 now, and I can't do them like I did when I was 20. So you will not um, be working forever, and you will not want to work forever. So it's time. If this is you, it's time to rip the band-aid off and realize, hey, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or hey, I need to um, seek help to learn where to start and how to start. And the first place that you need to start is the belief in yourself that this is something that you can do, and be able to look to the future and say, okay, well, I know that I'm coming up on 10 years goes by like this. Once you become 21, like the time goes and goes and goes. It goes so fast, especially when you have kids. It goes fast. So 10 years is going to pass by sooner than you know it. Any older person, anybody older than 30 will understand what I'm talking about. So um, what you need first is belief that you can do invest on your own. Or if you don't know how to invest, or you're super intimidated about investing, I would just start reading up on different investment vehicles that you can use to invest. That's step number one. Step number two, again, I talked about it in the last podcast, is setting up a budget. And and it's not just setting up a budget for budget's sake. After you take care of your expenses and everything's taken care of, um, you should hopefully have money left over. And if you don't, then it's going to be important for you um, to reduce your expenses so you do have money left over. Or um, if you have going to the club or going to restaurants and things like that in your budget right now, and you don't have money to invest for yourself after all of your expenses and things like that are taken care of, then maybe it's time to maybe stop going for the time, so you can start investing and getting in that investment mindset. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be happy when we retire. We want to retire on our own terms. If that's you, then these are the things that you're going to need to do. So the last podcast, I talked about 4 steps to build wealth. In one of those steps, I mentioned it earlier, was a budget. So a lot of people are super intimidated about it, but I think it's one of my gifts to um, be able to budget and be good at it, to show other people, and hopefully remove the stigma that it's hard to do, and things of that nature. And so what I'm going to do in this podcast is I'm going to show you how to just set up a proper budget. Super easy. We're going to go through line by line. Um, and it's going to be very, very easy. So hopefully you haven't turned the video off, because a lot of people are intimidated by setting up a budget. But after I show you, and it'll take maybe 5-10 minutes or so to just show you line by line how to do it, how to set it up, how we do it, and remove the stigma of how hard budgeting is. But you will have to be disciplined. I said it before in a podcast before, that it will make you disciplined. And if you're not disciplined right now and you would like to be disciplined, this is the first step to creating that discipline. And I talk about, if you want to achieve things, that you have to take a step. And these are one of the steps that is going um, to point you in the right direction. And my man George, Mr. Highlight Films, talks about it all the time. Do something now that your future self is going to thank you for. I'm gonna say it again. Do something now that your future self is going to thank you for. And I was blessed to be able to start investing in my 20s. So now it's making it easier for me to be in position to retire earlier than 65. And that's always been my goal. It's always been my hope. But the first step was, for me, was to believe that I could do the thing. And then I sought out how to do the thing. When I talked about it before, I was young and ignorant when I was, starting out of the job I'm at now. I was 27, 28 years old, I think it was. And uh, my old job, I used my, I had like $17,000, something like that, in my 401k. And I wiped it out. After I left my old job, I took all the money in my 401k and I used it. I did invest it. I think I used it for rental property, but I was I was young and ignorant. I didn't know what I didn't know. And then when I went to my second job, Cintas, I ended up not doing anything in my 401k because I'm thinking to myself, nah, I want all my money right now. And some of you may say, well, 401k is a scam, and things of that nature. But in my mind, I wasn't taking advantage of the company matching what I was investing. And I just took all the money, and it's costing me now, even though I'm on the right track now. Those few years of me not investing, I'm not sure how much it cost me, but I know it cost me something, because at the time our stock price was, I think, $26 a share back then. And now it's last time I checked, I think it was like 480 ish dollars a share. And in my 401k, you had an option to buy company shares of stock. Again, I didn't know what I didn't know. And the purpose of this podcast is to educate people who don't know, and then maybe give people who do know some tips and tricks on how to get further ahead fast. I don't know how to start to get out of debt. I don't know where to start to get out of debt. I don't know where to start investing to build long-term wealth for myself and my family. It's okay. We have answers for you. You can book a free discovery call at thewealthisajourney.com. My calendar is open to see if we're a good fit to work with each other. The discovery call does not cost you anything to see if we're a good fit for each other. If we are a good fit to work with each other, then you can book a regular call after that. But if you don't know where to start, make sure that you book a call with me at thewealthisajourney.com. It's time to get off the sidelines and start winning. Book a call. Wealthisajourney.com. Let's get back to the episode. Thank you. So I said we're going to get into setting this budget up. So let's get into the video of us setting up a quick budget. Only going to take a minute or two. It's not going to take a lot of time. But I'm just going to show you how easy it is to set up a budget, how fast it could be, and how it's helped us. So guys, like I said before, we're going to set up a quick budget, should not take long at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with your paycheck. So I'm just going to put in generic numbers. Hopefully you guys are, making more money than this, but I just wanted to put some numbers in here for you. So your paycheck. So that's the money planned that you have coming in. So, and this is for the month, not just for the week. So every time you get paid, you're going to put in this plus sign and just say you get $2,500. All right. And then if you look here, that there's a green line there, that means that you got $2,500 that came in already of the $5,000 that you plan on making for the month. Church. So we're going to talk about church. So I'm a tither, offer giver. So just say $600 for the month. Okay. So that's done. If you want to go on vacations and you want to put a vacation budget together, so you have some money for vacations, if you know don't have anything on the books for this year so far, and you just want to put in like a sinking fund for any vacations that you have coming up, you can log that. And then when you get paid twice a month. So every time you get paid, you'll log your $50 in there. And what I would encourage you to do, if you are using one of these, I would put it in, say, like a Capital One account. So it's money that's not easily accessible, but it's money that you know that's there. That'll be important for you. Also, rent. Let's just say $1,200 for your rent, and then sorry about that. That's there. Your water, say $25. And as you can see, anytime you get paid, you'll see the money. I'm sorry, anytime you put in an expense, you'll see left the budget, it's going down every time. And these are just estimates, guys. So it's not anything that um it's solid numbers. These are just estimates. Electricity, say $100. Cable bill, and these are simple things that you can possibly save money on, like cable. I know a lot of people are unplugging, not going with cable. They might just have Hulu. They might just have internet. I would shop around for these things because these are possible cost savings that can set you up to be able to invest. So if you're saving yourself $50 a month, by cutting the cord, not using cable anymore, then that's money that you can potentially be investing for later on. Okay. So let's say cable is $100. Gas for the month. I don't know how often you would go to the pump to fill up, how much it costs per time you fill up, but let's just say $250. And again, at the end of the month, if you end up only spending, let's just say for the month you end up only spending $200, then that's $50 remaining that you can put towards either debt or you can put towards investing for yourself as well. Maintenance. If you don't have anything on the books as far as needing tires, needing oil changes, anything like that, you can also put this in as a line item, say $50 a month. You can use this also as a sinking fund, meaning that you just have money just sat over to the side. And when you do need those car repairs, or a car repair does eventually come up, then you'll already have money just sitting off to the side that you can utilize. Okay. Groceries. I don't know how much food you eat, but let's just say $750 for the month. I know inflation. I'm going to leave restaurants blank um, for now, but you can go back and then put in restaurants, money for restaurants. Clothes, you can do the same thing for a sinking fund. If you don't have anything on the books that you need clothes for currently, what you can do, just do $60 a month or so, and then put that into a sinking fund as well. Cell phones normally pretty high, 125 bucks. Fund money, this is money for yourself for the month. If you, I don't know, say 250 bucks for the month, that can take care of if you want to go to the movies, go out, hang out with your friends, something of that nature. And as you can see, at this point in time, you have $1,315. This is another possible cost savings. I know self-care, your hair, cosmetics, mani-pedi is important, especially for the summertime. But if you can cut back on these things as well, maybe instead of going 2 to 3 times a month, maybe you can go once. Maybe, I don't know. Just throwing it out there to you. Let's say $100. Subscriptions. So if you have Title, we have Title. But I know this is an area where a lot of people spend a lot of money. They have Title, they have Apple Music, they have uh, Hulu, they have Disney Plus, they have this, they have that, and a lot of times you're not using them. And it's even with gym memberships too. You're not using a lot of the gym memberships. Maybe that's another cost cutting or cost savings thing that you can do. If you don't have any childcare or entertainment can be actually used for your fund money. Okay, so we're going to skip through that. Gym membership. Let's just say you go to Planet Fitness, something like that is 15 bucks. Medicines, you can use that also as a sinking fund. I don't know if you have medical concerns or vitamins that you need to buy. Let's just say 25 bucks. But if you do have um, a, a regular job and you're not, say, an entrepreneur, and you're set up with your job with an HSA account, that's pre-tax dollars that you can use, a set amount per year that you can use to buy your medicines and things like that from the drugstore that you need. And they give your employer will give you a card, and then you can use those medical needs. You can also use them for any hospital bills or anything like that. But it's a set amount that you can use. But the only thing is, if you don't use it by the end of the year, then you end up losing it. So just be mindful of that. And you can use that for doctor visits also. So we'll leave that blank. Health insurance. Some people have that with their jobs. If you're an entrepreneur and you pay for health insurance or life insurance, then please feel free to put those in there. Car insurance, I'll just put 200 bucks. This is also another cost savings trick that you can use. Every few years, you'll see your car insurance going up and up and up and up, and you haven't even gotten to an accident. Safe driver. What I would recommend is looking into different insurers, State Farm, Allstate, Geico, things of that nature. A lot of them will have competitive rates, and they can also insure your house as well, and then do like a bundle package that could potentially save you money also. So every few years, I would encourage you guys to shop around. Homeowners insurance is normally in your mortgage. So, you may not have that, but if you do have renters insurance, I'm not sure exactly how much that costs, but I'll just put 25 bucks a month. So at this point in time, if you make $5,000 a month, and let's just say you have, um, outstanding debts or anything like that, the money that you have left over, those can be your small targets. Your small targets can be paying off your debt. The reason I'm saying paying off, your consumer debt, say your credit cards, car payments, things of that nature. The reason I'm saying that is because the more money you have to, the more money you have at the end of the month from your paychecks that you can keep is more money that you can invest for your future. And that's what this episode is about. It's about being able to invest for your future, doing something now that your future self is going to thank you for. And I can't stress that enough. So if that is you and you make 5,000 and you're a single person, or you're married and these are your expenses or close to them, what you have left the budget here is $940, which can, if you don't have any consumer debts, beautiful. You can then put that towards investing, or you can put it towards an emergency fund if you don't have one. An emergency fund is going to be huge for you because what it's going to do, it's going to take away your reliance on credit cards to get by if you have an emergency. So I said it on the last podcast before, or a few podcasts ago, I'm sorry, that um, if you have an emergency fund, instead of it being a major catastrophe, it's just a minor inconvenience because you have the money set aside if your water heater goes, or you have a tire that blows out, or something that was unexpected that you need to address immediately. This is something that can help you out um, by having an emergency fund, so you don't have to use the credit cards. And say that one credit card swipe or emergency was $1,000, and you don't have the money to pay for it, and then that $1,000 bill, by the time you're done paying for it, may have ended up costing you 1,500. Again, that extra $500 that you saved could be $500 that you can be investing. So hopefully this has helped. This little small exercise has helped. Very easy. Um, and the good thing about this, which I didn't mention, I'm sorry, this is an app that we've been using. My wife and I have been using for years now. It's called Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. It is on Apple. It's also on Android. If you have one, you can put it on your computer. I would recommend you putting it on your phone, because anytime that you spend money, you go to the grocery store. Anytime you get gas, you log the transaction. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to the grocery store, just say you go to the grocery store and you spend $250 at the grocery store, it's already logged. So now you know that of the 750 that you budgeted for, you have $500 left remaining um, to go to the store for the rest of the month. So this helps you stay disciplined. Like I said, if you're not disciplined now, it's going to help you be disciplined in your spending. So then you can have money left over to invest for later. So hopefully you saw how easy that was. I mean, it's again, it's very easy to set up a budget. Hopefully you saw that and understood how easy it can be for you, and hopefully it took away a lot of the fear of setting that up. And again, the reason that I wanted to do this was because the conversation that I had with the person, and we had the conversation of why we work. And I think a lot of people want to do well. I think a lot of people want to be wealthy or rich, or at least be comfortable enough to take a vacation where it's not hurting them, or things of that nature. Being able to put their kids through school, or help fund their dreams as far as their kids funding their dreams and things of that nature. And a lot of us are figuring out how money works. We're figuring out how to um, do life comfortably. And a lot of people, a lot of us just don't know how. And again, one of the missions of this podcast is to take that away, take the fear away, take that away from you, and help you to believe that it can happen for you as well. That testimony for me was, just seeing different people do well, seeing different people, um, get ahead in life. And that helped me to believe that I can do the same thing. So hopefully that did the same for you, just showing you that, and knowing that you have to um, put targets in place for yourself to hit. And hitting those targets is more important than you think it is. Because if you set yourself to hit a target and then you hit it, then the belief is going to start that you can hit another target. And if you if you start at a small target and you hit that target, then the next target can be a bigger target, and then the next target can be a bigger target. Um, I told you in a previous podcast that my first target that I hit was a $500 car. I hit the target of the $500 car, and then my targets got bigger. Down payment for a house, and then buying rental property, and then getting a down payment for a bigger house, and um, then the pool, and then another car, brand new, and more rental property. Like, and not in those orders, but you see what I'm saying. So the one target helped me to believe for a bigger target. So the targets that you hit in your budget are a bigger deal than you may think. And if you're not doing one now, then there's a possibility that you may not be in that mindset of uh, having control of your money and knowing where your money's going. Because if you can do that and you know where your money's going, then those small targets could be investing, say, $25 a month. And then after you see that and then you start seeing gains in the market, then it can be $50, then $100, then $200. And then you'll start finding money to invest once you start seeing your nest egg getting bigger. And that's all we're trying to do here, is to get you started, and believing that you can do it. And it's like, for me, I see that investing helped me and my family, and it's like, once you see something, you can't unsee it. And if you know that it's helping other people, then you're like, hey, 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 look, 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 look over here. These things have helped me. I know they can help you too, especially if um, you may be those people that are in fear. So I'm off my soapbox right now, but the main um, thing here is to, if you don't budget now, or you don't have a system in place to budget, I would start one as soon as possible. And not just for not spending money's sake, but you have to add targets into your budget to make it fun, um, and make the targets eventually bigger. Because again, you will not be doing what you're doing forever. It will not happen. And what I don't want for you is to work until you're 65, and then you want to retire, and then you realize, oh my God, how am I going to retire because I don't have the money to do it? And that's tough. It's a tough thing to see. It's a tough thing to come to that realization. But again, if you start now, then you can have something for later. Do something now that your future self is going to thank you for. What's up, family? So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the podcast episode today. Today's entrepreneur highlight is Tamar from Frame of Mind Inc. Uh, Hopefully you guys have seen all these t-shirts that I've been wearing, and I know a lot of you have purchased them. So thank you so much for supporting the vision. But Tamar has been working with my wife and I. My wife sells t-shirts as well, and she has been helping us for probably the last 2 to 3 years. And she, again, customer service is huge with me, and she is a person who um, has been taking care of us for 2 to 3 years. And if you are looking for or to start a t-shirt business or a t-shirt brand, this is the person that you want to use. She is based out of Delaware, um, but I will put her information below. Customer service is off the charts, meaning that there have been times where we didn't get what we specifically asked for, and we let her know, hey, Tamar, listen, thank you for what you did for us. However, this shirt wasn't right, or it wasn't what I was looking for. Hey, no problem. She saw what the mistake was, or if there was a mistake or miscommunication, she saw it and she corrected it immediately. And those are the people that you want to work with, not people who are perfect every time, but people who, hey, I understand that it wasn't what you wanted. I want to take care of it. So Tamar from Frame of Mind Inc. She is again a person who we've been working with for a while, and she does very good work. If you need a design created, she can create it for you. Or if you already have a design, she can get it manufactured for you. So make sure, if you are looking for a t-shirt business, summertime's coming up, family reunions are coming up, weddings are coming up. You get t-shirts printed for, different things that you have going on. Tamar is your person. Make sure you reach out to her. I will put her information below. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure before you go, you like and subscribe to the podcast. If you feel like this has added value to your life, make sure that you share it. Who knows who it may help? Sure, you know people that this could help. So make sure you share it, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.